Peace world. I'm back with another live final say. I'm your host, the enlightened one, highly gifted, Dr. Wright, direct results and displaying righteousness. So like I said earlier on my other lives, I'm doing this, to get my subscribers and my supporters to understand that I'm gonna be going live. So I'm gonna give some people some time to check in, whoever's up on Eastern Standard Time to check in, see what's going on. And you know, I'm gonna give some other people on the West Coast and maybe some other places some time to check in. So I'm gonna relax. Once we get to the 3-4 minute mark, I get into what I'm gonna be doing today. But if you see in the caption, you see what it says, grown man or adult conversation. You know what I mean? I just want to thank everybody before I start doing what I do for checking in and supporting me and supporting my platform. And like I said, it's on the job training for me. So I'm just getting it right as I go. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more lives, just to keep everything right, keep everything moving. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give some people some time to check in. I got the chat open, so whoever's in the building with me, let me know. I'm gonna shout you out. Shout out your platform, shout out your page. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I said, I'm enjoying this whole live situation because I'm learning how this works. It was a point I really didn't know how none of this live streaming goes. So I'm thankful now that I'm fully aware of how this works. You know what I mean? Peace and blessings, Carla Miller. Did I pronounce your name correctly? You know what I mean? If I didn't, I apologize. Look like it says Carla Miller. You said you from DJ. I appreciate you. I appreciate DJ. DJ have got me subscribers. That's another one of my supporters and one of my friends that has been helping my platform grow. So thank you for checking in, Carla. If you don't know, I'm gonna tell you what I do over here on Final Say TV. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, highly gifted. Also, Dr. Wright. My last name is literally Wright, and I call myself Dr. Wright. That means direct results, and I display righteousness. What you get direct results from is a lot of the information and education that I display on my platform. I give education information based around health, strength, knowledge, books, financial information, family information, relationship information, just everything under the sun. What I do also is I talk to people and not about people, and that's not a shot at anybody's platform. That's just what I do. I believe in communication, information, and education is key in us growing as on a whole and as a whole. And I don't look at people's gender or I don't look at race. Like I'm a human being and everybody else is human beings. Whatever people decide to do with their life, those are their decisions that they have to live with and abide by. Those are the things that they have to be content with, whatever decisions they're gonna make moving forward. And just understand that the decisions you make may impact other people. So that's why I look to be productive. I look to be positive and I look to show people exactly what I'm looking for back. Positivity. I don't block people on my platform if anybody's gonna come being negative or trolling. I'm gonna pray for them. I'm gonna tell them to read a book. And and I pray that everybody that's in my chat do the same. With me and for the people or for the persons that may come in here being negative. I don't drop in bombs. I don't curse. I look to stay, level headed. I look to stay calm. I look to stay positive. And I believe as long as I keep displaying that energy, the Most High or God or Allah or the Elohim or Yahweh or Yahshua or whatever people look at the highest power as would, display that energy back to, people in my chat or my supporters and or my subscribers. You know what I mean? And thanks for stopping by. And I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in, before I really get into what I'm gonna do. I don't have no paperwork, no pamphlets. Everything I do is from the heart, meaning I speak from my spirit. I'm not a very religious person. I don't knock anyone's religion. However, I'm more spiritual than religion, than religious, and what I'm saying by that is that it's like, to me, it's like politics. It's like Democrat and Republican. It's just another way for me and somebody else to have a disagreement about things. Because if I say I'm a Catholic, I might bump heads with somebody that's a Baptist. If I say I'm a Muslim, I may bump heads with somebody that's Israelite. You know, um, so I think you kind of understanding what I'm saying and where I'm going. And I'm big on, I got love for humanity on the whole. Human beings, the planet Earth, the plants, the trees, the environment, animals. I believe if you allow everybody to, be them and you be you, and let people, evolve to the best of their ability, and you encourage people to be them, you can see them for the best version of themselves. So that's just, kind of the logistics of what I do here on Final Say TV. And again, thanks for checking in. I appreciate you. I don't know if you are a subscriber. If you are, I appreciate that. If you're not, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. You hit the notification bell so when I do go live, you can know. And again, just strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. And I pray that the energy that I bring and the positivity that I bring is something that you look forward to and you embrace yourself and you like and/or you enjoy. And if you don't, like I tell people on my pre-recorded videos, I'm working on higher learning, better education, and not only that, I'm working on having a better sense of humor because I understand a lot of times when you do educational things and you bring a lot of information to the table, people could get bored or people may not want to be that interested, and I get it. So outside of me talking about humanity and the planet and animals, I'm working on talking about movies and certain sitcoms. And when I say movies and sitcoms, let me see. You said yes, I am. Connecticut. Oh, okay, yeah, I appreciate that, and thanks for replying so I can understand and keep up and understand that you're still there. So when I say movies, caller, what I mean by that is like I don't know what age group you in. You don't have to put that in the chat because that's personal. But if you are like maybe 35 years old plus, I'm going to talk about shows like Good Times where, they showed us at our best. Where we was family orientated. We stuck together where the men supported the women that supported the men, and the mothers supported the fathers supported the mothers, and the mothers and the fathers stuck together, and they uplifted and kept their family structure tight. You know what I mean? Shows like Family Matters, shows like The Cosby Show, Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons, where it was family structured and it was family orientated. And even when they went through rough and tough times and they had diverse situations, they was able to, stick together, and they was able to display the love and respect, for the next person. You know what I mean? So if it was the man, he always respected his woman's decisions, vice versa. If it was the woman, she always respected her man or husband's decisions. And, they came together and made the best decisions, for their families. Even with um, some of the older shows, they was able to do that. But I really want to kind of stay focused on the Good Times and the Family Matters and the Jeffersons and shows like that, because like I said, that showed us when we was at our best and we always stuck together. And, I don't have a problem with some of the newer shows, but they don't really show us at our best and they don't show us sticking together. They kind of got us rebelling against one another and not getting along. And that's kind of why the younger generation don't like to listen and they don't want the structure and the stability, and they don't want to coexist with one another. That's why you have brothers fighting brothers, sisters fighting sisters, sisters fighting brothers, brothers fighting sisters, you know, fathers not getting along with mothers, mothers not getting along with fathers, and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just a huge component and a huge believer in education and information can enhance us sticking together, can enhance us, building each other up, So at the end of the day, that's majority of what I'm gonna be doing on these lives. Okay, you said, hello, how are you? Okay, yeah. So I appreciate you, checking in, and like I said, I appreciate you doing what you're doing in the chat. And like I said, I'm gonna wait for a few more people to get in here, but I wanted to give you a basis of what I'm gonna be doing on my lives, and on my pre-recorded videos. If you don't mind, you could go back, another day or down the road in the future. Maybe some of my pre-recorded videos could give you some crucial information to help you with certain facets in your life. If not you, maybe a loved one, maybe a co-worker. I don't know if you have children or what your situation is, but maybe it could just help someone, that's close to you, someone in your family, someone that you care about. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, like I said, I'm just, a real positive dude. And I believe that as long as I stay positive and stay grounded with being positive, I could change, people outlook on life. And like I said, I don't judge anybody. I leave that up to the Most High or God, so to speak. Like I said, if people want to come in here and be negative, I'm not gonna curse at them. I'm not gonna scream at them. I'm not gonna yell at them. I don't feed fires. I don't have problems. I'm a solutionist. I bring solutions to situations. So again, shout out to DJ for when I do stop by her platform, she tell people to come subscribe. So I'm thankful that DJ, sent you over here. And like I said, from today moving forward, I pray that I can, give you some information or some education that can help you, and if not you, a loved one or somebody that you care about, or just some things that's important to you in your life, like health or finances, or anything along those lines. You know what I mean? And again, the name of the show is called Final Say TV. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, highly gifted Dr. Wright, and also just a little bit more information for you. Why I call myself the Enlightened One, because I was in a dark place at one point in my life, and I'm thankful for the Most High to bring light in my life as into what was dark. And I also call myself, highly gifted because I believe at the end of the day that we all are gifted, and the Most High has gave me gifts that now I'm using, by being positive and wanting to spread the right energy, not only to mankind and humanity, but throughout the globe and throughout the planet Earth. So that's why I call myself the Enlightened One, highly gifted. I just wanted to give you a quick summary, Carla, and I appreciate you for checking in. You said I actually have percent 35 and doing 42. Oh well, again, bless your children, bless your son and your daughter, God bless them, bless their spirit. I pray that whatever walks of life they're in, and whatever they're doing, I pray that they stay productive. I pray that they stay positive. More importantly, and most importantly, I pray that they have the right respect for you, and they honor you the way they should as being a mom and somebody that raised them up. And I pray that they check on you if they don't live with you or live in the same city and or state as you, and I pray that they honor you and they have dignity and pride when they deal with you, and and they give you what's due to you as their mom. They give you respect. They acknowledge you, not only on Mother's Day or on your birthday, but like I said, if they don't live in the same city and or state, I pray that they call you, they check on you, and just make sure that you're okay, and I pray that you're okay. You don't have any ailments. Physically you're doing great, psychologically you're doing great, spiritually you're doing great. And like I said, I don't knock anyone's religion. I'm just a spiritual person because, like I said, from my understanding, religion just kind of separates people. Because when you get into the Bible or the Quran or various different religious and or spiritual books. People say, well, that book says this and this book says that, and now people like to debate and argue, and then they say, well, this book got contradictions, and this book makes you hypocritical. So that's why I'm just more spiritual than religious, because at the end of the day, as long as my spirit is right, I could connect with people from various different religious backgrounds because my spirit is right. Now, I could be more religious than spiritual, but if my spirit is not right, it doesn't, from my perspective, it doesn't matter what my religion is, because nobody's not going to respect or like where I'm at with my spirit because I have a bad attitude, or I'm cocky, or I'm arrogant, and I can't take information and things like that. Oh, wow. Well, oh, wow, William, I appreciate you. Good morning to you as well. Where I'm at is night, but good morning to you. I appreciate you for checking in. If this is your first time here, this is Final Say TV. I'm your host, the enlightened one, highly gifted Dr. Wright. Dr. Wright meaning I display righteousness and direct results. If you take the information that I'm willing to provide, if you apply it to your life and take the necessary steps outside of doing your own homework and your own research. That's one of the things that I always suggest. No matter what I say, if you do your own homework and you do your own research, I truly believe that a lot of the information and or education that I provide will be beneficiary to whoever is willing to take the information that I provide. And thanks. And if you didn't subscribe, I appreciate it if you subscribe. They sure are beautiful children and they live separate from me, although my son struggle is a little different. I worry about him often. Yeah, and that's good that you worry about him. You know, again, what you could do for them is, when you get opportunities, you talk to them, you just tell them that you love them, you're always there for them. And I understand that he may do things that you may not be too fond of, or you may not approve of, but just try to be there for them, try to encourage them, just try to always speak productive and positive to them. And I believe that eventually, if he's not, seeing you eye to eye, eventually he'll come around, because you're still his mother, and you're gonna give him the right information and the right education. And he's not that young any longer. So now where he's getting at, he's getting to the age where, let me see, you said he's 35, so he should be, I know he's 42, so he should be at that age where he's ready to accept different challenges in his life and be ready to take care of himself more and be there for you. You know what I mean? And bless you that you have children that age, and they should be thankful that where they at in their life. They still have a mother that is able to talk to them. You have all your senses, all your limbs, everything is right with you. That you healthy enough to still talk to them or reach out to them or be there for them. That's a blessing. What I mean? My mother is of age, so I'm thankful that I could reach out to her not only on Mother's Day or not only on her birthday. Even if I just reach out to her and say, Mother, I love you. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for dealing with me. And I apologize for the times that I was immature, the times that I wasn't willing to listen, and the times that I wasn't seeing you eye to eye, and I wasn't doing the things that I should have been doing as a man and as a son. You know what I mean? So I believe that eventually, Carla, things are, change around for your son. Just be the mother that you've been. Just do the things that come natural. You know, that's right, and that's what matters. Long as you always there for them, and you encourage them and you support them, long as you doing what you can control, That's all that matters. And God will always send light and shed light on it at the end of the day. You're gonna do what's best for them. And I understand, from me to you, I didn't always believe that my mother or my father or my grandmother or my grandfather was telling me things that was beneficiary for me. I had to grow to mature to understand and learn that. You know what I mean? And sometimes it takes time, but as long as you stay consistent, and as long as you stay humble and you stay honest and you stay committed, that's all that you can do. And eventually, he'll start seeing some of the things that you say, and God or the Most High will definitely keep bringing light his way. You know what I mean? And another thing too, Carla, I have a healing experience. I have one free for everybody. So maybe you and your son, or your son alone, or whoever else that you feel that's important. You go to my description and you can see my email and email me, and I can set up a Zoom conference call, and we can talk about it. That one free healing experience is it's an hour and 20 minutes, or hour and a half, depending on how much time the person have that particular day. I tell everybody to try to take advantage of that because it is free. Even though it's one, it's still free. And who knows, that one free, healing experience can help them out, or somebody else that you have love for, it probably can help them out. You know what I mean? I don't know, agree with them, but stand by. Yeah, and that's important. That again, you stand firm and you stand with them, because as long as you stand with them, they know that you have their back, and they know that they could come to you and ask you, well, mom, well, I was thinking about this, or I thought about that, and as long as you, like I said, you doing what you believe that's best for them, bless your heart, and that's all that matter at the end of the day. You know, I'm a parent. Peace, Frank. How you doing, my brother? Thanks for chiming in and checking in, Frank. I was just speaking with Carla. So thanks for checking in, Frank. Salute to you for coming in. Get to know Carla, Frank. She sounds like a real down to earth sister, and a real humble sister, and a real sincere sister at that. So, I will always catch if they fall. My door's always open. Well, that's good. And bless you again for having a door that's open, because a lot of mothers and fathers, and we all struggling with places to live and food and money and things like that. So I'm thankful that, you have a place for them to come to if need be, you know. And again, at the end of the day, Carla, just do what's best, that you see that's best for them. You know what I mean? And that's all that's important. And like I said, eventually, things will get better for them. And I'll definitely pray for them. That they have a mother that's humble, a mother that's sincere, a mother that's going to be a rock. That's going to be there for them. To stand strong when adverse and diverse situations appear. No, no. Thank you for being in, walking with me through this live, and maybe down the road, future lives, we could build and we could connect. And I'm new to these live streams, Carla, so forgive me if certain things aren't right yet. You know, I don't really know how to give out wrenches yet. I don't know how to set up a stream yard. I'm working on getting those things together. I'm still building up my channel and my platform. You know, and my buddy Frank, he's in the chat, so he's a very positive brother. He's a very productive person. He said he'll pray, and it was nice to meet you. And again, he helps me out since I've been going live. Frank has been supporting me, and I really, really, you know, needed support, and need his help, moving forward with these live streams, and with keeping the chat productive and positive. And I'm very grateful for him, and I'm humble that he walks with me and he's willing to help me. He said it's fine, you good, take your time. Well, yeah, I'm taking my time. I want to allow some more people to come in, but yeah, right now, I got you and Frank in here, so I'm thankful that you guys are in here. I could talk to you guys, and again, caller, you know, I'm thankful that you're here. Like I said, strap your seatbelt on. We're gonna have some fun, not only in this live, but other lives moving forward. I don't know, what city and or state you're from, so I don't really know what time zone you in. But I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so where I am right now, it's like 11 o'clock, so in the PM. So I may let this live run for an hour, hour and a half. It depends on how many people I get in the building, and you know, I'll take it from there. But for now, I'm thankful I got you and Frank here. So Frank, what's going on, buddy? How was your Sunday? How things are going with you? Well, again, Frank, I appreciate you. You're one of my biggest and best supporters so far since I started this live stream. I live in South Carolina. Okay, so we're on the same time zone, caller. Okay, no problem. And I'm not gonna try to hold you up that that long caller, but for as long as you could be here, it's appreciated. Everybody at Final Say appreciate you, appreciate your time. And again, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for your children. I'm blessed and highly favored, brother. Work today. Next, well, good. Well, that's good that you have the next 2 days off, and you just try to rest, Frank. On your next couple of days off, you earned it, and just try to relax, and I appreciate you, brother. So let me see, I'm in Pennsylvania. Okay, excellent. I'm just about to ask you that. So, what time zone you in? Okay, so callers from South Carolina, you from Pennsylvania. Okay, cool. So we all on Eastern Standard Time. So we all on the same time. And what I was saying before you was nice enough to stop by this live stream, Frank, was even though I do a lot of things about humanity and civilization, and I'm gonna be talking about the earth and the animals and the oceans and things of that nature. I was telling Carla that I want to take it back and start talking about a lot of those family orientated movies and or shows. Excuse me. Like I was telling her about like Good Times. I don't know if you're familiar with that show, but if you are, they did a lot of family orientated things. They always stuck together. Florida always, fought it out with James. Vice versa. He fought it out with her. They had structure, they had stability. And they always kept the family unit together. JJ, which was the oldest, he respected what his mother and his father had to say, down to Thelma, down to Michael. And that's another thing I'm gonna do, on these lives is I'm gonna talk about shows like that. I'm gonna talk about, movies like Claudine, just to give, a lot of the next generation an understanding of kind of, our struggles and why we always say we need to stick together and we need to do better. And we need to respect and honor and have dignity when it comes to other people. We need to respect their thoughts. We need to respect what they bring to the table, their wisdom, their knowledge, their integrity, and so on and so on. So at the end of the day, it's not going to just all be educational, and because I'm understanding that that kind of drowns people out. So what I'm working on doing is, like I said, even speaking about movies and TV shows and some of those old records that we used to listen to that wasn't degrading our women, and that was uplifting the community, and it wasn't about just drinking or just smoking and things like that. What you say, Carla? We need more young men like you on these platforms. I appreciate you, your knowledge, young man. Salute to you. Well, again, Carla, I appreciate you for chiming in. You could have just seen me live and ignored it and not and just be like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. So, that's a blessing. And salute to you for wanting to stop in and stop by and just give me an opportunity. That's why I'm a productive person. I'm a positive person because, you never know what can happen if you give someone an opportunity. So, and I'm not, and I'm glad that you said I'm a young man, but I'm not that young. I just try to take care of myself, and that's why I have this platform because I want to tell people, certain remedies and certain things to do to take care of themselves so they can make it to where me, you, and Frank is at. I don't, I don't need to know you and Frank age, but I'm under the impression both of you guys at least 35 and older. So for people to make it to where we are, they have to take care of themselves. They have to eat healthy. They gotta drink a lot of water. Oh, okay, so me and you just about the same age, Frank. So they gotta drink a lot of water. They gotta learn how to prepare their meals correctly, not always eat fast food every day. Work out when they can. Not watch a lot. I'm not saying don't watch any TV, but don't watch a lot of TV. And then when you do watch TV, try to watch educational TV. You said you caught my attention. We can learn from each other. Exactly. That's my point, Carla. We can learn from each other. And even though, this is my platform, Frank could tell you that I'm willing to listen. And one thing I appreciate about Frank, and why down the road when I do give out wrenches, I'm gonna make him one of my moderators because he speak positively, like he's a positive person. And he's going to be able to give me, things and energy to feed off. He's going to give me certain things to remind me of things to say and things to talk about because he's in that age group of the people that I need to be in the chat. Because when I talk about shows like Good Times and Sanford and Son and the Jeffersons and shows like Different Strokes and Facts of Life and talk about certain movies like the Claudines and the Rosewoods and Roots, things like that. You guys understand where I'm coming from, so you guys can help me out if I'm not familiar or I forget certain people names or certain characters in certain movies, certain TV shows, certain sitcoms, etc., etc. So that's why we need that. So when we have some of the younger people coming in, in their 20s and early 30s, you know, um, we can give them information. Yes, Frank is a good dude. He's a good brother, and he's humble. And he's sincere. And that's what we need, Carla. We need humble people. We need sincere people. Right. That's why I appreciate you, Frank. One accord. Right. That's why I appreciate you. And like I said, when we start to talk about the educational shows that we had, when we came up, the things that we was able to do. Like when we came up, the things was different for us. Like when we went to the store, they used to sell chicken wings in a regular grocery store when we came up. They would sell lard in a regular grocery store. They literally wouldn't sell, the kids, underage kids, tobacco and alcohol and things like that. Like we really needed that older adult to walk us to the store to get us certain things. They because everything was structured and the stability was there with not only in the community but in our homes. Our neighbors was able to take us back to our mother or our grandmother or whoever was watching over us to say such and such wasn't listening, such and such was being disrespectful, I seen such and such not going to school, things like that. And the older people that might have not been doing the right thing, they still told you, look, this is not the way to go. Don't sell drugs. Listen to your mother, listen to your father. Go to school. Don't follow what I'm doing. I'm doing this. I'm kind of forced to do this. It's not wise if you become a drug dealer or if you start robbing, you start stealing, you start gang banging. Like, you know, things was in place when we all came up and we had family on top of family. Like, we was younger. We can go, you said there is a sense of accountability that. See, oh, yeah, because what tend to happens nowadays, Frank, is that accountability is not there because it's easy for somebody else to not be accountable, so somebody else doesn't have to be accountable. It's like if I say something I shouldn't say, I'm thankful that you and Carla could let me know I was out of bounds. And I'm still going to be me if I say, you know what, Frank, I apologize for what I said. Excuse me, Carla, I was out of bounds for what I said. I apologize. I'm still a man. And I'm thankful that Frank could tell me I need to apologize. But if or when Frank or you call and tell me, well, you wrong, and now I don't want to apologize, say, get off my channel, get off my platform. Who is you to tell me? I'm not gonna never attack anybody like that. I'm glad that somebody respect me enough and acknowledging the fact that I said something wrong. Who am I for me not to be corrected? I'm gonna make mistakes and I make mistakes. But for somebody to let me know that I'm out of bounds and I need to apologize or I said or did something wrong, I'm thankful for that. Because when I came up, that's how it was. That's the way it should be. When we came up, other men respected other men's wives. Other women respected other women's husbands. They say, you know what? I seen your husband hanging out, and I know he's supposed to come home and be there for his family. Or I seen your wife, lollygagging and fraternizing. And it wasn't nothing was wrong with that. Like we didn't curse Joe Blow out or Jane Doe out for that. That was the right thing to do because we know Joe Blow and Jane Doe. We know Jane Doe needed to be a mother to them kids. We know John Doe needed to be a father to them kids, or grandfather to them kids, or grandmother to those kids. So we knew that. We respected that. And that's what we lacking now. We lacking that. We lacking that energy. We lacking that structure. We lacking that stability. And when you try to bring that structure and you try to bring that stability, what people do, they curse you out. And other people now that me and you, Carlo, or me and you, Frank, may look at as the adult figures in the situation, what they'll do, they'll curse us out. They'll tell us, mind your business. You don't know my son. You don't know my daughter, which is true. However, as the adults and being a little older, we might kind of know what's right for your son or what's right for your daughter or a better decision for your daughter or a better decision for your son or a better way for your daughter or a better way for your son. Because with age come knowledge, with age come wisdom. You know what I mean? I know Carla experienced a lot. I know you experienced a lot in the time you've been here, Frank. I know I have experienced a lot. So if you can teach me something, thank you, brother. If you could teach me something, Carla, thank you, sister. I appreciate that. And when we can do that now collectively, and we could do that more, that'll help out. That'll help out. I'm thankful when I post my pre-recorded videos, people get in my comment section and say, thanks, man, for that information. I really needed that. They don't understand. That motivate me to make more videos like that. That motivate me to do what I'm doing today, right now, to open up my live streams and say, you know what, whether I got one person or 20 people or 200,000 people, I'm gonna start going live. I'm gonna really start changing the projection of how we seen. And that's why I said I don't believe in gender or I don't believe in race. I just believe in humanity and civilization on a whole. And I look at it the same way. Hey, Miss Queen, how you doing? Bless you for checking in. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Get to know Brother Frank, Miss Queen, and Sister Carla. I've been vibing with them, So thanks for giving me a thumbs up and thanks for checking in. I hollered at you today when you was in church on your live stream. I sent a salute to you, Miss Queen. So I appreciate you for sharing that sermon today from the church. I don't know who the pastor was, but I just appreciate you sharing that. And also I want to tell you, Miss Queen, I appreciate what you did on HBIC platform. I checked some of that out as well earlier, and I let her know that. I let Room Shaker know that I appreciate what you did. And keep up the great work and keep up the positivity. If you may feel like your message is not getting across, I heard it and I appreciated it. And it got me inspired to do what I'm doing tonight and to keep it moving further and to build up a strong, solid platform and a strong, solid community. So bless you for that, Miss Queen. I sincerely appreciate that. And Keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, everything you did, I really appreciated it. I was definitely tuned in, and thank you for opening up the Bible and quoting some scriptures. I really appreciate that. So yeah, before you came in, Miss Queen, I was just sharing some lovely words. Let me see what you said. Oh, no worries. Nah, that's that. Like I was just telling my brother Frank and Carl is that this is what we need. We all again, you don't have to exactly pinpoint your age, Miss Queen, but we all 35 and older. So at the end of the day, I'm looking to build up kind of like a older fan base. So when we kind of get younger people in here, because one thing about the younger generation, when they on the internet, they like to follow numbers. So when they start seeing these numbers grow, they're gonna want to come in and just sit there and listen, even if they don't want to say nothing. Or they may come in and troll, or they may come in and call me a fake prophet, or whatever they're gonna do. And like I told Carla and Brother Frank, I'm not gonna block them. I'm gonna tell them, God love you, I love you, and I pray that people in my chat tell them the same thing. I'm gonna tell them read a book. I'm gonna tell them to not be offended. Like, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to harm you. Get to find out what I'm about. Get to find out what my community is about. Go check some of my older videos and see. Don't just come in here and be upset and be negative. That's why I don't curse on my platform. I don't drop n bombs on my platform because I don't want to discourage other people from other walks of life. You know what I mean? And I don't look at people, like I said earlier, as a race. I look at people as a human being because before I was diagnosed as a color or as black or as African American, I was a human being. That's what I was. A certain group of people started to do that, to separate things in life, to separate people. It's like I said earlier, it's like Democrat and Republican. If we just have a government that's just for the people, it doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican, as long as they're for the people and they have the people best interests at hand, the government along with society will be more successful. But since it's Democrat, Republican, and or independent now, we got Democrats on one side, Republicans on one side. So instead of them just getting along for everybody on the whole, for all of humanity, them arguing and not getting along separates things, so it takes longer for things to get accomplished. So that's why I don't have a religion. I'm more spiritual than religious because I don't want to argue with Christians or Israelites or Muslims or people that's Baptist, etc., because now we gonna have a stalemate. Like, because now instead of us getting along, and if you believe that God is called Allah or Elohim or etc., we all could just get along. You know what I mean? Nah, I appreciate that, Carla. I'm just, again, I read a lot, I study a lot, I pray a lot. That's why I tell people I call myself Dr. Right, because I display righteousness and I give direct results. But I also tell people to do their own homework and their own research. Don't just run with everything that I say, because the more research and homework you do, Miss Queen do, Frank do, y'all could come back and spread that information and education with me. And now we could open up the floodgates. And now, like I said, when we learning and we spreading that information, now we can start talking about those shows. Now, the Good Times, the Family Matters, the Sanford and Sons, and things like that. So therefore, now we not only doing the education and the information, but we got some sort of proof that TV wasn't how it is right now. Music, it wasn't how it is right now. Like, we had good soulful music that we could dance to. You know what I mean? We had people, not only when we came up, but before we came up, we had people that made great music. Gladys Knight made great music. Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, Stevie Wonder. So before, Smokey Robinson, before Michael Jackson was around, before, other artists was established, before other shows was around, we had people that we could look to and say, okay, that's a good example. That's a productive situation. That's a productive person. We had people, that stood for something, that just wasn't easily compromised. Now, people don't stand for much. They're easily compromised. So now, getting back to what Frank was saying about it's no accountability, because people are easily compromised. Now, when you're not easily compromised, when you stand for something, you're going to stand with people that stand for something. And it's strength in numbers. But nowadays, people don't want to stand strong. They want to just lay down for materialism, for money, for success, for fame. I believe that, as long as I believe in God, I'm successful. And as long as nobody not trying to stop me from believing in God, I'm thankful for that. Like that's all that mattered to me. Like, I don't dress to impress. I dress for success. Like if I have to do something, I'm gonna dress accordingly to what I have to do. I'm not gonna dress a certain way to belittle people. What I have, I look to be fruitful with it, and I understand what I have may not be enough to be fruitful with it, but I'm going to do the best that I can do with it. And if somebody doesn't want what I have to offer, I'll work on trying to gain and get more. So maybe then, therefore, what I have to offer, it'll be acceptable. But that's just what it is, because with us as humanity and civilization, we take days off. God don't take days off. The Most High don't take days off. He's there for us every day. He give us the strength to breathe. He give us the strength to see, the strength to do better. As long as you make it to see another day, that's power, that's prosperity. Everybody doesn't get to live to see another day. Everybody is not blessed with the gift of waking up. What I mean? Some people gonna go to sleep right now and not wake up the next day. So at the end of the day, I'm just thankful that I got the strength. I could see, I could hear, I could feel, I could touch, I could taste. Like, I don't take those things for granted, because every day when you watch the news, or you listening to the news, or you go to the internet, you hear somebody getting shot, stabbed, killed, hurt, and outside of that, we gotta work on stop doing that to one another. That's why we communicate and we educate and we spread that information. I believe that will start to decrease, because sickness is definitely going to be out here. They don't have cures for a lot of the things that's killing us off. You know what I mean? So if we stop hurting each other, we can get around the other elements that I'm saying, the heart attacks and the high blood pressure and the diabetes and the cancers and things like that. But if we, killing each other and fighting with each other and stabbing each other and robbing each other and beating each other down, and we got each other, killing each other through domestic violence, gang violence, etc., etc. Like, we gotta do better. What you said, Frank? Right, 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 right. Ooh, excuse me. No, that's accurate, Frank. Like, nothing is guaranteed. But like I said, if we learn how to stop beating each other down and beating each other up, and when I say beating each other down, we beat each other down because everything is a contest. Everything is a fashion show, and that's one of the reasons why. I don't watch sports. I mean, I used to. I used to watch the NBA and the NFL, and like I used to do that hard. But I understand that's a reason why we compete against each other. Like, I don't want to compete against Frank. If anything, I want him to teach me so I can learn. But I don't want to compete against him. I don't want to say, what, Frank come outside every day with a suit on, or he wear Louis Vuitton every day, or he wear Gucci. You know what? He think he better than me. He think he dress better than me. I don't want to compete with him. I don't want to compete against him. I want him to teach me so I could become a better version of myself. That's what I'm looking for. Like I said, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be taught. I'm not better than anybody. I may could do things better than other people, but that don't make me better than them. That don't make me better than anybody, because I'm still learning every day, and knowledge is infinite. So the more I learn, the more I'll grow, and the more I grow, the better I could show, the better I could do. You know. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm about. I'm about positivity. So, you know, when we spread the right energy, it'll come back. And another thing too, that hold on, guys. Alice Flint. Hey, hey, Alice. I appreciate you stopping in. Before I get back to what I was saying, you guys, let me acknowledge Alice. She just checked in and chimed in. If this your first time here, I would appreciate it if you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Um, This is Final Say TV. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, highly gifted Dr. Wright. I explain why I call myself Dr. Wright, also why I call myself highly gifted, the Enlightened One. But yeah, Alice, thanks for checking in. And like I said, if you are new, I would appreciate if you subscribe, hit the notification bell. So far, Alice, everybody that's in here is 35 plus years old. You don't have to disclose your age, but I wanted to put that out there, because we have an adult, grown conversation, and everybody in the chat has been keeping up, with that adult, grown conversation, and we need us, as being the elders and getting older, we need to bring back structure and stability. That's missing from a lot of our communities. That's missing from a lot of our households. And let me share this with all you guys that's in the chat right now. I'm still going through things with a lot of my family members that I need to work on and they need to work on. But before I could chastise or criticize them, I got to work on me. It's still things that I work on every day. So before I point a finger at somebody, it's going to be two pointed back at me. So I don't point fingers at anybody. I'm just working on being a better version of myself. You know what I mean? And when I come to those bumps in the roads with family members, I tell them, look, I apologize that we're not vibing the right way, and when you're ready to sit down and ready to have that dope conversation, my number, call me, reach out. But until then, I gotta keep serving the most high, and I gotta stay prayed up, you know what I mean, and bless you, and that could be my sister or one of my kids or my mom or whoever. I love everything and I love everybody. However, I can't force somebody to become spiritual, or I can't force somebody to be positive, or I can't force somebody to better their diet, or I can't force somebody to stop listening to certain music or to stop watching certain TV shows. I could give them the information and education why they should do that, or reasons I believe they should do it, but I can't force them to do it. I got to just do what God is allowing me to do, and God needs me right now to prophesy certain things and shed light on certain things that's dark. That's why I call myself the enlightened one. And like I said, I call myself highly gifted because we're all gifted. And I'm thankful now that God has showed me how to use the gift that He presented to me. And I'm thankful now. I want to share that gift with not only my loved ones, but with the world and with people like you guys that's in the chat. And that's all you could do. Right. And that's right. You said, Alice Smith said, I will be 54 on my next born. Okay, well, God bless you. And you have a birthday coming up. And that's another thing that I do on my community tab. I send peace and power to all zodiacs. Some people don't believe in astrology. It's not that I do or don't believe in astrology, but I send a shout out to everything and everybody because to me, again, I have love for humanity. So, back on my community tab, I have something up there for Capricorns. So when Aquarius season come up, I'll put something up there for Aquarius. When Pisces season come, I'll put something up there for Pisces, so on and so on and so on. That's what I do. Right, and I appreciate that, Alice. Well, you came to the right place. Um, you can ask Carla since she's been in here how I've been speaking. My brother Frank, he helps me out in the chat. He keeps everything respectable. He keeps everything sensible. And he helps me out. Like he reminds me of the things I should say and the things I should do. So I really appreciate my brother Frank. For what he does. But yeah, Alice, I'm thankful you checked in, you chimed in. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe. You need to hit the notification bell so when I go live on future reference, you definitely could check in and chime in. And everybody so far that's in the chat, Alice, we all on Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know what time you're on, but we all on Eastern Standard Time. No, what Alice said, I know Carla's one. Oh, okay, beautiful. So you and Carla already know each other. That's excellent. You know, um, yeah, no, thank you for that, Carla. Again, I appreciate you guys. So this what I mean, Carla, Alice, and Frank, and whoever else in the chat. It says 4 people, but I only see 3 responding. So whoever else is there, you don't have to respond. Thank you for being there. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, and thank you for listening. You don't have to say a word. I'm thankful that I have 2 sisters and 1 brother that's responding. So at the end of the day, my 2 sisters and my brother that's still out there, like it's gonna be MLK Day. It shouldn't be no violence going on at all from people that look like us. It shouldn't be no crimes being committed. People should give this time to reflect on the impact that he had, not only for us and people that look like us, but for throughout the world, throughout the country, because he had an impact. He wanted world peace. He wanted everybody to unify and to stick together and to stand for honor and dignity and pride. The brother won a Nobel Peace Prize. So at the end of the day, going into celebrating his birthday and commemorating him, it should be no violence. It should be no M bombs. It should be no, calling women B's or calling them H's or disrespecting them. It should be, what I love, even if it's just for that day. Like we got to start learning that. When February comes, it's allegedly Black History Month, so it should be no crimes being committed. I heard the final say from DJ as well. Okay, yeah. And again, I appreciate DJ for sending you guys here. That's another one of my sisters that I appreciate. DJ is a real good sister, and I appreciate her for allowing some of her audience, to come over here. And I appreciate DJ for understanding, what I was about, because she took some time to look at some of my videos and to listen to some of my videos, and she had comment on some of my videos, and she supported me, and she told me, to stay motivated and to keep doing what I'm doing. And she also told me that she had some people from her platform that would love to listen to what I have to say. So I appreciate DJ for sending you guys. But yeah, like I was saying, Carla and um, Alice and Frank, when uh, Black History Month come, we need to work on, not committing crimes. I'm not saying we should commit crimes any other time, but when we have time that's supposed to be preparated for us, we need to be more thankful. We need to be more humble. We need to be more sincere. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. I'm just looking to do God's work, Alice. And I'm thankful that I have sisters like you, because you guys are going to be my inspiration and my motivation to keep going. Because I believe in you and Sister Carla that you guys will come with scriptures, or you guys will come with good words, or you guys will keep me motivated and remind me of things that maybe I wasn't aware of because of my age. Like you guys could tell me about things that happen at certain points in life, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm all here for that, for the education and for the information, because I'm definitely gonna listen. I'm definitely gonna spread the good word, and I'm definitely gonna push it out there to people that's younger than me that do listen to me, or that's willing to listen to me, or that's willing to abide by some of the things that I say. So I'm definitely enjoying this. I'm definitely appreciating you guys. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm definitely appreciating you guys' hospitality. I'm definitely appreciating you guys giving me feedback to let me know that you're enjoying what I'm saying and what I'm doing. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be MLK Day, so we all should be relaxing. Spending times with our families, spending time with our loved ones, talking to our families, letting the younger generation who don't really know the impact and the leadership that Dr. King displayed, um, definitely don't be afraid to post them scriptures. Yeah, no, and that's what we need. We need for people to post those scriptures and to post a good word and give us that energy, because that's what we lacking. Like I said, we lacking that structure and that stability. So getting back to what I'm saying about ML. Okay, thank you, Carla. I appreciate that. Getting back to what I was saying about MLK Day. That's what we need. And also outside of like MLK Day, we need to start, like commemorating, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, because all those brothers, stood for things, Harriet Tubman, you know, Jackie Joyner Kersee, you know, Madam C.J. Walker. Like, we need to talk about these people more, and speak about these people more. That's why I said I like to speak to people and not about people. But those are our ancestors and our forefathers, and they stood for something. So we could talk about these people more, even if the younger generation don't want to hear it. If we always talking about it, and now, I believe that I could have an impact and I can influence other people to start talking about it on their platforms. And now we start overcrowding and flooding the internet with it. We kind of forcing the next generation to want to learn about it. And we kind of forcing them to listen to it because only thing is flooded on the internet is negativity, is negative songs, half naked men, half naked women, violence, just things that when they go to the internet, that's all they see. TikTok challenges, and those challenges aren't read this book or a TikTok challenge. Listen to your mother, respect your father, go to school every day. It's TikTok challenges about taking drugs, or it's TikTok challenges about the fight game, or the snuff game, or the stealing game, or the swiping game, or it need to be better examples on the internet. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if we could start this here and then let it carry on to other platforms, that'll work. But if all they see is negativity and bad behavior, they're gonna pick up on that. They're gonna run with that and think that's what they should be doing. And it's not that. Maybe they don't want to listen to their mother or their father or their grandmother or their grandfather or their uncle or their aunt or whoever's their guardian or whoever they may look up to. But it's so much of negativity on the internet. It's so much negativity when they pick up their tablet or they open up their laptop or they got their phone. At the end of the day, they believe if they don't follow that, they feeling left out. But if we start to shift the energy and talk about our forefathers and our ancestors and people that did things, of positivity, and people that did display power, and people that did bring knowledge, and people that did care about, they care about staying married, and they care about their sons and their daughters, etc., etc., then the energy will start to shift, and they'll believe, you know what, man, I don't even want to do them TikTok challenges. You know what? I don't want to listen to rap songs that talk about degrading women or talk about selling drugs or talk about killing and gangbanging and violence. Would you say, Alice? You would just have a bio, and that's my point. It's like that. Like, again, right? When you could speak about our forefathers and our ancestors that did things, that's important. It's like I was saying about certain sitcoms and certain movies. It's like, if you looked at certain sitcoms, it's like, even though Fred Sanford, he had Lamont, it took him years after his wife died to try to move on. Like, he was uncomfortable with moving on. And it wasn't only about Lamont, it was just that nobody could replace his wife at the end of the day. And it wasn't that another woman was incapable of doing that. That was just his dedication. Vice versa, on some of those sitcoms, when women lost their husband, it wasn't that another man that was incapable of loving them or being there for them, but it was nobody like their husband. You know what I mean? No matter what George did, he allowed Wheezy to be his wife. He allowed Wheezy to have say so. Vice versa, she allowed George to have say so. And with a lot of those sitcoms, like, Wheezy didn't really get along with George's mother, but George still allowed Wheezy to have disagreements with his mother and didn't want to divorce her or didn't want to leave her or didn't put her down or didn't say, well, you my wife, don't disrespect my mother. He allowed her to be his wife. And he still allowed his mother to come around and feel comfortable and be comfortable in their home, etc., etc. And, his son was able to listen to his mom and etc., etc. So even though he might not agree with Tom Willis being with Helen, he still respected that man because he was married. He respected that Jenny was his daughter and that was their situation. They had a family orientated situation. Same thing with Family Matters. Harriet always stood behind Carl Winslow, no matter what the situation was. Carl always stood behind Harriet, and that's what we missing. You know, the young people today probably would never watch these type of shows. And again, I agree with you, Carla. However, see, the reason why when we came up, we watched it because we seen our mother or our father or our grandmother or our grandfather watch it all the time. So we, and outside of that, the people that ran those networks, CBS or whatever, ABC or NBC, a lot of those networks flooded those stations with those type of programs where even if you didn't want to watch it, that's all that was on the TV. So now you had no choice but to respect it and watch it. Would you say how my grandfather left Alabama and moved to Pennsylvania because he shot at KKK? Right, right, exactly, exactly. Exactly. And you know, one thing I respect that you just said, Alice, your grandfather, see, that's what I mean. Our ancestors, they stood for something. He didn't pick up his gun because he felt like he wanted to hurt his own people. He picked up his weapon because he was defending his property. He was defending his land. He was defending his family. Nowadays, people pick up a gun because they're offended by something that was said. They offended because there's like, oh, well, you stepped on my sneakers, or you insulted, you insulted, you hurt my pride. You know, I don't like the fact that you're trying to tell me what to do. Who you? Don't tell me what to do. I beat you up. I hurt you. I stab you. I shoot you. But your grandfather did that to protect his property, to protect his home, to protect his family. And that's the thing that we got to get back to. There's nothing wrong with having a weapon, but you need that weapon to protect your family. However, for a lot of us back then, we didn't always run to our weapons. We ran to God. We ran to the Word. You know, we prayed on a lot of situations. We did a lot of self healing too. Back then, a lot of our ancestors wasn't running to the doctor, how a lot of people do now. You know, we had a lot of self healing remedies back then. Our grandmothers and grandfathers knew a lot of self and home remedies so we could get better when we got sick or when something was wrong with us. You know, at the end of the day. So I just appreciate, you guys and, bless you guys and your family and your children, and anybody that's in your life that's important to you guys. Bless their heart. You know what I mean? Most importantly, bless you guys for coming to this live and being patient and sitting through this. And I'm glad you guys, is here. It got me motivated to keep going and to keep speaking. And it's meant for it to be how it is, right now. If any other people come in, I just pray that they're as humble as you guys and they're as patient at the tolerance that you guys have and willing to listen and willing to enjoy, some productive, positive speaking. And like I said, when I do go live, yes, I'm gonna bring a lot of information, a lot of education, a lot of positivity, but I'm also gonna go back in time for how things used to be. With this, call the facts. I appreciate him so much. He gave me some strength I never knew I had. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. If your grandfather gave you strength you knew you never had, bless him for that. I'm thankful that somebody was able to give you strength so you could be motivated to do better, and to do the right thing. Bless your family, Alice. Bless your family, Carla. Bless your family, Frank. And I appreciate you, Frank, for holding it down in the chat. And like I said, when I learn how to give out wrenches, I'm definitely gonna give you a wrench, Frank, so you can help keep the chat in order. And bless you and Carla, Alice. I appreciate you sisters for checking in and chiming in. And I'm thankful. What you said. This is a wonderful conversation. I see you going, and not that what we need. You will do well. Well, again, I'm thankful for that, and I pray that you and Carla share this live stream, and you let other people know that's just as mature as you and Alice, and just as productive as you and Alice. And when I do go live, I pray that you guys have time, to check in and chime in. And I'm gonna try to do this. When I do it, I'm gonna try to do it twice a day. I'm aware that people work and people got to rest and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm gonna try to do this, twice a day. I'm gonna try to do it once, maybe in the morning or afternoon. But I'm definitely gonna do it at night. When people are, getting ready for bed and after people had their dinner and things like that. What you said, Frank? I'm blessed to be here with all of you. Thank you. No, thank you, Frank, for again helping me out in the chat and uniting with these sisters and talking to them. What you say, Alice? Nice meeting you guys for real. Yeah, Alice. I appreciate you. They appreciate you. Um, Thanks for coming through, Alice. I appreciate it, and thanks to you guys. I'm gonna let this run. I'm gonna go for as long as I can, for as long as you guys are willing to give me, you guys time. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's what we need. We need more structure, we need more stability, and you know, another thing we need to stand strong with what we believe and our conviction with what we believe. So me as a father, you as a mother, Carla, you as a mother, I don't know if you're a mother, Alice, you as a father, Frank, I don't know if you're a father, but as an uncle or just as a leader, at the end of the day, I'm retired. Let me tell you something. Oh, thank you for that. Okay, well, again, we need people like you, Alice. You was dealing with the military, and I know you have a lot of stories about dealing with the military, and that helps again because dealing with the military, you have to be militant to deal with that because they have you in a structured, stable environment. You have to get up X amount of hours every day. You got to keep your psychological mind state together, your mental mind state together, your physical thing together. You have to exercise a certain diet. You have to be ready to be disciplined enough to take orders. You got to be disciplined enough to give orders. This all that all goes on. Well, I appreciate you, Frank. And again, back to you, Alice. For you to be from the military, another thing that we all got to try to work on. And I know it's not easy, but you know, a lot of now people don't like to take instruction. People don't like to follow instruction. People don't like to take advice. People don't like to listen. So and yeah, no problem, Carla. I appreciate you, but people don't like to take advice. People don't like to listen. People don't like to listen to people that's older than them a lot of times. They say, "Oh, you old. You don't know what you're talking about." They got to understand for you to get to the age you at, that's experience. You can't get there if you don't know what you're talking about. You can't get to where you are if you don't know nothing. With age come more wisdom, come more knowledge. You don't live to be 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, and you don't know nothing. You know, at the end of the day, like, that's why you who you are and you where you are. And that's another thing. I like to deal with people for who they are, and not what they are. So that means, somebody could be an entertainer. I don't want to be friends with them because they're entertainer. I want to deal with them for literally who they are, not what they are, because what they are doesn't mean anything to me. Who they are means something to me. You know what I mean? And yes, that's right, Carla. Thank you for your service, Alice. It was definitely needed. You could have saved somebody's grandmother, somebody's grandfather, somebody's mother, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. So at the end of the day, and again, when you respect authority, you know what it's like to understand authority. Like, it was a point in my life where I used to run the streets, and I didn't get along with cops. I'm not gonna say I didn't like them, but I understand that without no law, it would be no order. So we need law so order could be in place. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't have an issue with cops, so to speak. And it's not that I love the cops, but we need law so things could be in order at the end of the day. So if there's no law, how will there be order? So it's just like things that as you grow to mature, you understand better. You know what I mean? And again, when you respect what it is, things become less of a headache for you. Things don't become an issue for you. But a lot of people don't like to respect things for what it is. You know what I mean? And when you don't, you have issues and you have problems. So me, like I said, I believe in everything and I believe in everybody. Now I might not trust everything and I might not trust everybody, but I believe in everything and everybody because everybody deserves an equal opportunity, you know, for anything in their life to develop for them. But a lot of times we cut others short. We say, man, I don't want to hear that. You don't know what you're talking about, or why you preaching, or why you this, or why you that. Excuse me. We all need prayer. And I'm a big believer in forgiveness as well. People have done things to me, I forgive them. And I know I've done things to people. I pray that me apologize and they forgiven me. And if they haven't forgiven me, I pray that we could, get to that crossroads where we forgive each other. I'll forgive them for not forgiving me and for what I've done wrong. And I pray they do the same for me at the end of the day. But nothing's personal. I'm not upset with anybody. Nobody owes me anything. You know what I mean? And love and respect, that's free. Love and respect is definitely free. It don't cost anything. Food costs money. Clothes cost money. Love and respect is free. Knowledge and education is free because you can learn every day. You don't have to be in school to learn. You know what I mean? You can go to the library. They give away books. A library card is free. You can go get you a free library card, go to the library and read, sit there and think. And that's one thing I always appreciate about the library. You can't be too loud, because you're disturbing someone else's peace. And that's another thing that we need to bring back with the structure and stability, some peace. And a lot of times, with what's going on now, people don't want to keep the peace. They want to keep things going on. They want to keep if they're in a disagreement with somebody, and somebody may say, you know what, my bad, I'm sorry. They're gonna let somebody else egg them on. No, I'm saying the way they said sorry, you could tell they ain't mean it. Don't speak for other people. If you don't accept their apology, you tell that person that do accept their apology, but I don't accept their apology. You know, I'm a firm believer in I let people make decisions for themselves on their own. But other people can compromise people to not accept certain things. Somebody say, well, if I was you, well, if that was my man, if that was my woman, if that was my wife, if that was my husband, that's not your husband, that's not your wife. That's not your son, that's not your daughter. So people like to do that. They like to implant what they feel on other people. And sometimes people are so weak and they get weak to the point where they start to accept what other people saying because people need people to be accepted, to feel wanted. Long as I'm accepted by God or the Most High, it doesn't matter to me. What you say, Alice? I'm doing right on track. Remember what is right. Right. No, I agree with that. As long as I'm accepted by the Most High, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if my kids don't accept me or my wife or my fiance or my girlfriend or my job, or it doesn't matter. And it says that in certain scriptures. You know, it's better to be accepted by the Most High than accepted by the world because if the Most High don't accept you, it doesn't mean anything. And I tell this to people all the time. When we pass away, our spirit and our soul has to go somewhere. So at the end of the day, if you not on the right accord with the Most High, you're gonna learn where your spirit and or your soul have to go. And I tell people, you need your spirit and your soul to be aligned. Some people don't believe that. You have to have your spirit and your soul aligned. You can't just have your soul aligned and not your spirit. You can't just have your spirit aligned and not your soul. Your spirit and your soul got to be aligned with the universe. So therefore, when you pass away, your spirit and your soul could ascend to that higher power. See, I do a lot of studying. I understand that. I learned that, and I'm glad that God has sent me light for me to understand that. What you said, Frank, I speak in tongues of man and angels, but I am not my wife, nosy, who can speak him. Well, again, I thank you for that, Frank. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And again, a lot of people don't get it. Like your soul and your spirit have to be aligned with the universe. And a lot of people's souls on the line and their spirit on a line connected together. Remember, you just said you will leave your family. Exactly. That's my point, Alice. Right there. That's exactly what you and Frank just typed. That's my point right there. That's what I'm talking about. You have to understand that. You have to understand that your soul and your spirit have to be aligned. That's why, like I said, when I come to my platform, I talk to people and not about them. I don't do that because I don't have a problem with anybody. And I know as my platform grow, people are going to talk about me. That's not an issue. But I can guarantee they're not going to want to talk to me. I can guarantee that. They're not going to want to do that. They're not going to want to talk to me. Talk to me, don't talk about me. Because if you talk to me, you'll get to understand that I have no gripe with you. I have no discrepancy with you. Again, as long as you're not trying to stop me from praising the Lord, I have no issue with you. I have no discrepancy with you. With nobody. As long as you're not stopping me from doing that, have a blessed day. And even if you're looking to stop me from doing that, you're still gonna have a blessed day because I know my God. He's gonna shine light through anything that's dark. Because as long as I don't go down that path of darkness, I'm fine. As long as I don't speak ill about people indirectly, if I do it directly, that's not an issue. But if I do it indirectly, that's a problem. So that's why I prefer to talk to people and not about people. Because when you do that, you got to remember that same cycle gonna come right back. So if I talk about somebody, how can I be upset when they talk about me? I have to accept that. So that's why I dish out what I'm looking for back. And I know it may not come back the way that I dish it out, but it's gonna come back similar to the way I dished it out. I sincerely, the more mature I become, I sincerely do things for people. I don't do things for people looking for a reward. The reward is the fact that I'm doing this to be sincere and to be as modest as possible. Because when God gave me life, strength, and breath on a daily basis, God is not getting a reward for that. The reward that God gets from me doing what I do is the fact that He's going to give me the life and strength and breath to do it. That's the reward right then and there. So you know what? I'm thankful for that because everybody don't have life, strength, and breath. And for the people that may have life, they may only have breath. They may not have the strength to get out their bed every day. And if some people do have life and strength, they may not have breath. They may be connected to machines, etc., etc. So I don't take any of that for granted. That's a good principle. That well, again, I appreciate that. What you say, Alex? This is a feel good platform. Thank you. Well, again, I appreciate you guys. And again, if you guys want to know anything about me, you guys could feel free to ask questions because, I just been, speaking. So now if you guys want to ask me some questions, you, Frank, you, Alice, you, Carla, feel free. That's another thing. I'm open to answering questions, about things, in reference to my platform, you know, and just in reference to what I do and what I'm doing. But yeah, people don't want their spirit to be aligned, and connected to anything. People, like I said, they feel left out. If you're not a part of the whole situation of somebody's talking about somebody, you're gonna feel left out. If they like, yeah, look at that person, they got holes in their shoes. Yeah, they do. Or why she wore that today, or why he got that on, or why he do this. I'm in New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey. So at the end of the day, people feel left out. People feel like, well, at the end of the day, oh well, uh, if you talking about somebody, they feel like, yeah, we gonna talk about them that person too. Me, when people do that, like the more mature I've gotten, and I have family members that do it, I say to my family members that have done that, New Jersey, Frank, when my family have done it, I say to my family, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing like that. I don't mean no harm, but that person not here to defend themselves. Like, why we gotta talk about that person? Can we talk to that person? Like, and they be like, no, it's not that we talking about the person. I'm saying, but that person's not here to represent themselves. So whether everything we saying is dead right, we still wrong because we not addressing that person. Like, let's address that person. Like, let's talk to the person about them. They know them better than we know them. I know me better than anybody else know me. So talk to me about me. Don't talk to other people about me. They don't know me like I know me. I don't know Alice the way she know herself. I don't know Carla the way she know herself. I don't know Frank the way he know himself. So why would I want to talk to Carla about Frank if Frank is not present? Frank know him better than anybody else. So what am I doing? In the words of the earth, I do give me water for the flowers growing out my. Exactly, exactly. That's well put, Alice. That's right. So at the end of the day, that's how it gotta be, man. Like, we got to get out of this tendency of, like speaking about like you know, basketball players and rap singers and R&B singers and other people. Like, let them live their life. Like, they going through a lot, with their profession. They under pressure of trying to come out. If it's a singer or a rapper to try to come out with another record, they're under pressure from whatever that record label got them going through, or whatever that basketball team or the basketball coach or the football coach or whatever they going through in their life. So for people to create a platform and say, you know what, I'm gonna talk about a basketball player. I want to talk about an R&B singer. They got a life too. They got a family too. So why am I gonna sit here and talk about them? Like, no, know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna talk to them if I have that opportunity, but I'm definitely gonna talk about God because God created everything and everybody. He created a beautiful planet called Earth. He created plants, trees, elephants, whales, dolphins, dogs, cats, squirrels, deers, so on and so on. Like that's beautiful. The earth is a beautiful place. But again, that's something else that we don't appreciate. We don't appreciate we breathing in beautiful air as long as we don't pollute it and corrupt it. You know, like I said, I believe I believe in everything and everybody. Now I may not trust everything and everybody, but I believe in everything and everybody. Like I said, the earth is a beautiful place. You could breathe in some beautiful air. It's beautiful plants, beautiful trees. You know what I mean? Like it's beautiful oceans, it's beautiful seas, it's beautiful rivers, it's beautiful streams, it's beautiful lakes. But we worrying about other things. We worrying about the shoes on our feet, the clothes on our back. And I'm not saying we don't need shoes on our feet or clothes on our back. We do, but it don't have to be name brand. It don't everything has a name. Some names are just more popular than others. Like that's how that go. Like I don't again, it's just so much things that we got to get back into that we ran away from. We ran away from, you know, structure, stability of uplifting our, let alone our own selves, but our homes, our communities, our families. Like I said, when we all was younger, we used to go to other states and see aunts and uncles. In the summertime. If we was from the East Coast, we'd go down south. We'd go to Atlanta. We'd go to South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia to see our family we haven't seen in years, or our family will come see us, or around holiday time. Excuse me, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or if we had a certain family member that was getting older, and we all got together for that particular family member birthday. Somebody, it was a monumental birthday, a 40th birthday, a 50th birthday, a 35th birthday, a 25th birthday. We all got together and say, you know what, we gonna go see Aunt so and so, or Uncle so and so, or cousin so and so. And like I said, that togetherness ain't there. Like we separated, and because it's so much separation in the world. Like I said, with religion, with politics, with music, with fashion, with money, with food. It's like it's so much separation. Exactly, Alex. We all need to get grounded. Exactly. That's what we need. We need that. We need that. When we get grounded for, I say we get grounded for 5 minutes. We get grounded when somebody get arrested, or somebody get hurt, or somebody get killed, or somebody get sick. We get grounded for that 5 minutes. We get grounded for that 5 minutes when we at that memorial, or we at that wake, or we at that funeral, or we up at the hospital, or we at that graduation, or whatever it is. We get grounded for that 5 minutes. Once that 5 minutes go by, we right back to regular mode. We right back to how we was again. So, at the end of the day, we just got to start doing better. First of all for ourselves. Because as long as we take care of ourselves, then we could try to take care of others. But we got to take care of ourselves. We got to preserve our temple. Our mind is our temple. I think from my brain down. I don't think from my feet up. I think from my brain down. My brain is the most important vessel in my body. So I like to keep that nice and pure. At one point I used to smoke weed. I had to stop smoking weed because again I need to be around for my family, for my kids, for myself. And so it's all on you. Like you gotta want to do better. You know what I mean? Like some people don't want to do better. And I'm glad that I finally woke up and say, you know what? I need to be clear headed. I can't want people to respect me and listen to me and agree with certain things that I'm bringing to the table or the education that I have or the information I have if I'm under the influence of marijuana. That nah, like that, or I'm constantly drinking or whatever I'm doing. So I appreciate the fact that I had to take a step backwards to take a step forward. Pray, study, and meditate. That's it. That's it. That's right, Alice. That's it. Pray, study, and meditate on the word. And I have always saying, you focus more on the word than the world. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, Alice. It's not that I'm not focused on the word or the scriptures. I I'm embedded in the scriptures and the word. It's just that I don't bring that to my platform because you have people that will come to your platform and say, well, the Bible said this, that's a contradiction. The Quran said this, that's a contradiction. This Bible said that. You're a hypocrite. So that's why I'm just saying that I believe in God and I'm more spiritual than religious. And again, I don't knock anyone religious beliefs at all. I'm just explaining why I don't promote that or pump that as heavy because somebody from somewhere is going to say, well, the Bible said this, that's a contradiction. This book said that make you a hypocrite. Like just to throw a monkey wrench in the positivity, just to try to throw a curveball and you going straight ahead and you have a belief in a higher power. Again, I would never do that to anybody, but I understand that people do that. It's been done to me a lot of times when I say, well, the good book says this, or this, religious book says this, or this spiritual book says this. Well, that's still a contradiction because if this is this, why is that? And if this, that is, why is that? And just to debate it instead of going back, doing homework and doing research and doing more studying. People like to argue with you instead of going to do research on things. So if Frank tell me something, even if I disagree with it, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna look into that. You may tell me something, Alice, that I may disagree with, but I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna go do homework on it. The Bible says that you get this code if you ever interested. Now teaching is open and shit. Yeah, I don't mind, brother. I don't mind. I don't mind. I really don't mind. You know what I mean? I'm just putting that out there, Frank, because you understand where I'm coming from. Like people are quick to do that. They're quick to say, "Well, this book said that. This book said that. And that's a lie. That's a contradiction. Well, you're a hypocrite." And it's like, at the end of the day, like I said, you may tell me something, Frank or Alice or whoever may tell me something that I disagree with. That don't mean I disagree with you. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to go do homework and research on them and say, you know what, Frank, I really don't know about that. Or I never heard that before. You know what? Let me go do some homework on that. Let me go study up on that. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, no, I'm definitely gonna stay on my path. Alice, I'm just saying, like, people do that. And again, I'm a firm believer. I want to read all likes of spiritual books, all walks of religious books because it's going to help me understand people better. So it don't matter if I'm not a Baptist or Catholic or a Christian. That have nothing to do with it. I'm spiritual, so I want to read and getting all the information that I can from these spiritual books and these religious books as possible. Just like I'm not a politician, but I study politics because I want to understand what Democrats and Republicans are at at odds about. Excuse me. That's important to me to understand why Democrats and Republicans are at odds. So if I could read up on politicians, I can get a better understanding of what Democrats and Republicans don't get along about. That's all. But that don't mean that I'm a politician or want to be a politician. It's just at the end of the day, should I have a conversation with a senator or a governor or a mayor? or councilman or councilwoman or etc., I could have a productive, informative, educational conversation with them. That's important to me. That's why people get upset and they negative because they don't want to learn. When people don't want to learn things, they get upset. They lash out at you. They scream at you. They yell at you. They curse at you because they don't want to learn. See, I want to learn, so I'm never going to be upset or I'm never going to get disgruntled. What you say, Carl? You right, and I actually witnessed that. They will you to debate you, especially right because they don't want to learn, and when people don't want to learn, that's what they're going to do. They're going to say, you know what, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh no, that's not true. That's not real. Where you got that information from? And if you tell them, if you tell me where you got some information from, I'm gonna go look into it. It was so nice that I met you guys. I will be back. Have a blessed one, Alice. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget hit that notification bell. And before you go, Alice, try to go back on some of my older videos. Not only my lives, but my older videos. Maybe you could get some education, and maybe you could leave a comment and give me some education, or you could drop some scriptures under my comment section with some of my subscribers. I appreciate you. Thanks for checking in, Alice. God bless you and your family. But yeah, you right about that, Carla. Like a lot of people argue with you and say, well, well, that's not true. I don't want to do that. I want to go get some education and learn. You know what I mean? Because when people don't understand something or they don't believe something, they quick to argue with you. I don't want to do that. Yeah, you have a blessed one too, Carla. You rest safe and and travel safe. I appreciate you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your tolerance and your patience. And again, you know, Carla and Alice, thank you, sisters. And like I said, y'all can go into my older videos, leave comments, and even drop some scriptures or some links for some scriptures for some of my other subscribers. I would appreciate that. Okay, you guys, and be looking out for me to go live. Oh, thanks again, Alice, and thanks again, Carla. Yeah, Frank. So, I appreciate you for holding it down in the chat for conversating with him and doing what you do. And I'm gonna wrap it up soon, Frank. But I'm thankful that you was here for majority of the stream, and I want to thank those sisters for sticking around. I appreciate doing this. Again, the Most High God is great. He just gave me the vision to go ahead and do this. So I'm thankful, that I did it. And I'm thankful that, I was able to reach those sisters and I was thankful that I was able to reach you, Frank, and we was able to have a good conversation, and again, thanks, Carla. I appreciate, you chiming in, you coming through, and like I said, you travel safe and I pray for your children that things turn out and start to work out better for your son. And he starts to understand that you love him and you got his best interests at head, and most importantly, God love him as well. So I appreciate that. And like I said, Frank, I appreciate you for holding it down in the chat and for sticking around for majority of the stream. And I appreciate you, coming through, Carla. All jokes aside, I really do. Thanks for DJ sending you and anybody that's similar to yourself, Carla. That you fond of, that you may believe, that would like, my platform and or my channel. Try to get them to subscribe. Also, Carla, try to get them to come back to this live stream and listen. And maybe they'll appreciate and understand where I'm coming from. And if not this, maybe some of my older videos. Like I said, I just really started going live, but if anybody that's like yourself that have patience and tolerance and willing to sit back and listen and also give feedback, let them know to subscribe. Carla, I would appreciate that. What you said, Frank? Oh yeah, nah. I appreciate you, Frank. Like I said, when I learn how to open up the stream yard, I definitely invite you up. And when I learn how to give out wrenches, you definitely will be one of my first moderators. I got a few other people in mind. They haven't caught up to none of my live streams yet, but when they do, I'll let them know. I have a few people that I would love to help me out and become a moderator. You definitely gonna be one of them, Frank. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the fact that you stuck around for the live. You know what I mean? And again, if it was anybody else out there, you didn't have to leave no comments. I'm thankful that you listened and you was out there. But again, I appreciate Frank, Alice, and Carla, and anybody who checked this live stream after the fact. I would appreciate it if you try to watch it through and through, and definitely give it a thumbs up, and share it on your platforms. To help the algorithm and to help my channel grow. And it definitely stretch out to other people on other platforms and other walks of the planet. So I appreciate it. This was a great live. I appreciate everybody' time, effort, and energy. Thanks to Frank, thanks to Alice, and thanks to Carla. Nah, thank you, Frank. What you do is for me is appreciated and needed. For you to be in the chat, and for you to help out, people in the chat, and for you to help out my audience. Trust me, I'm definitely gonna need you down the road to do what you do to regulate the chat. I'm definitely gonna need you to be one of my top moderators and help me out. And like I said, once I learn how to give out riches and learn how to work the StreamYard, I definitely need you, to come in and on the live streams with me and moderate and do what you do. And soon, Frank, I'm gonna put some music out. I got a album called God. That means greatness on display. So I'm gonna put that out there. It's not a blasphemous album at all. I won't have no n bombs, no cursing. I won't be degrading any women. And I'm hoping that it could help inspire the next generation to understand that they don't have to listen to negative music to be inspired and to be motivated to want to listen to music. What you say, Frank? Oh, Carla, it's a blessing to meet you. I look forward to seeing them back too as well. And I'm gonna go to the 145, hour 45 mark, Frank. Unless somebody else come in, but I doubt it. So I'm gonna let it run to 145. If somebody else come in, I stick around. What you said, Frank? Yeah, no, I appreciate you. No, I'm just putting that out there now, man. I'm gonna really need you, buddy. Like all jokes aside, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need your influence. I'm gonna need your leadership. I'm gonna need your guidance. I'm gonna need your preparation, and most importantly, I'm gonna need your spirit, and I'm gonna need your dedication, man. And I'm gonna need your tolerance because we're gonna get people, obviously and eventually more sooner than later to come in and try to throw a monkey wrench in what we're doing. So I'm definitely gonna need you to be a lot more patient, and because we're gonna have to work around circumstances, as you learned the last live you was on with me, we had to do that, with that young brother Dakota, and I'm thankful for you that we was able to work around that. You seen I stayed patient, I stayed calm, the same thing you did. So I'm definitely gonna need you, my brother. Ooh, excuse me. I mean, definitely, I is on D now. Yeah, positive. Yes, that's right. Ooh, excuse me. And I'm definitely going to support that positive music movement. I'm definitely going to support that. What I got to do, I got to reach out to my brother D now Trib. I got to reach out to him, and I want to give him, if he'll accept it, I want to give him a few songs to put on that album. I don't know if it's an album, but I want to give them a few records to put on there, so to help whatever they do and grow. Yeah, well, I'm already hooked up with Trib. That's my brother. I don't really know Ike Israel on the level I'm gonna get to know him, but I support him as well. Like I said, I don't know him on a level I'm gonna get to know him, but I support him as well. I support majority of the people that Trib support. Vice versa, but majority of people that support him support me. And like I said, I'm just starting to go live, so people are they don't really know and understand that I go live. But trust me, things are changing, and things are getting better. And I have people like yourself to help me promote these lives. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate them. Trib, Miss Fontella, Marriage Vlog, Fishing Time, HBIC, Lion Pride, my sister from the ATL, everybody that showed me love on my platform. I appreciate you guys. So this has been another live episode of Final Say. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, aka Highly Gifted. Again, it's been another live episode of Final Say. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, aka Highly Gifted. So I appreciate you, Frank. What you saying before? Yes, he is an amazing brother. He really is, and I'm glad I got to know him too. He has my personal information, so trust me, we talk on the phone. Not on YouTube. That's my personal information. So that's my brother, and again, I'm appreciative to even have met him, just like I'm appreciative of knowing you, and I pray that I can get to know you on a more personal, professional level as well, my brother. So, I appreciate you. I'm about to shut everything down. This has been another episode of Final Say. I'm your host, the Enlightened One, aka Highly Gifted, Dr. Wright. Peace, world.